Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. Today is day 29 of 30 days of intentional relaxation. So, what we've been doing is exploring whether or not intentionally deep breathing can affect our mood, can it affect our ability to be easily triggered, can it help us be more mindful as opposed to just rolling with all of, and we do, well, we may or may not be aware, some of us, that the majority of the actions that we're doing during the course of the day are fueled by our subconscious, not me consciously speaking to you here, but it's mostly subconscious behavior. So we're exploring the simple practice of breathing. We're breathing anyway. Breathing is free, it's accessible to all of us. Don't need a guru, you don't need a religion to breathe. So, science does support the fact that deep breathing can, in addition to relaxation, some people call it meditation, can affect our brain chemistry and also affect our blood chemistry. So, what is that telling you? Telling us? Some resources you may want to look up is Messages from Water. That was a whole documentary done by a Japanese scientist that you may or may not aware had water in different glasses and played different types of music, really rough sounding tones. I think it was a type of, I don't know if it was heavy metal or rock, very abrasive, the tone of it, not making any kind of music bad or wrong, but the vibration of the music and the tones. And there was photographs were taken of the let's say like microscopic molecules of water and frozen water, and there were also photos taken of water with relaxing music being played, and it was a total difference. So, with that, even if we didn't have that experiment, if we can consider how we feel when we're hearing sad love songs or very abrasive music or lyrics. For me, if I hear music that's very degrading to people, particularly women, or that's very violent, it makes us feel a certain kind of way. And we have water inside of our bodies. So, anything that's having an action on the body and entering through our orifices does have an effect, whether we can see it with our tangible eye or not. So we're exploring the breath because that's something that we can get to. That's something that we can get to, and it's something that we can do, and we can keep this practice very short. So you're welcome to explore with me. You're welcome to leave any respectful comments. Um, right over there in one of those little boxes if you'd like to share your experience, or you can stay nice and quiet to yourself and um, really just sit in a positive vibe. So, with that being said, you're welcome to come to a comfortable position, what's comfortable for you. Your legs can be crossed, or if you have another position that's comfortable for you. You might be a person that has to sit up in a chair upright if you're not able to sit down on the floor if you have too much lower back pain. Want to be mindful of keeping the posture upright. So I'll normally just use my clavicle as a frame of reference. So if I see that, sometimes to us that can look like the spine, or that might feel like it's normal, right? But if I roll my shoulders around, down, and back, right, now my spine is upright and I'm actually tucking the bowl of my pelvis under this way. That will help to straighten out my lower back. If we're in an uncomfortable position, that can be a distraction from relaxing. So we're listening to the rhythm and the cadence of our breath, noticing any sounds that come up intuitively for us. If it's anything that is intuitive that allows you to calm down and to soothe yourself, we want to take notice of. You want to notice if your inhale is matching your exhale, and the more you sit and the more relaxed you feel. I know for me, inside, I can almost feel I really can start to really observe my thoughts, almost like my thoughts are over there, and I can witness and observe them. It's a very interesting space to be. Sometimes I could nod off or go to sleep, but it's almost like a state of right before sleep. And sometimes you can drift in and out of sleep. But the most important thing is that you're relaxed, right? And you're relaxed you're taking the time to relax intentionally on purpose. So, that being said, really simple. Eyes can be closed or open. Place your hands wherever feels comfortable for you. There we go. You feel more relaxed. That's totally free. And it's fine to self soothe. I want to encourage you to soothe yourself or to perhaps consider that there are really delightful, really potent forms of nourishment that are not physical food. I think it's fine to find quiet times as you're cleaning. And I really enjoy this time. I'm about to break out my plant milk bags and create some fresh juice. Creating your welcome to consider nourishment that is not food. I encourage you to consider crying sometimes is cleansing, to let things come up. There's so much that comes up emotionally when it comes to movement and when it comes to food or I invite you to consider the consumption of energy, right? So we can expand the idea of eating for food and energy, where many of us are eating not for nourishment, we're eating for entertainment as a coping mechanism, but we're consuming um, as a form of major distraction. And sometimes we're beating up ourselves when a lot of the programming to what is coming up for us has been programmed from a child. So if we can give ourselves a break and perhaps even give our parents a break and even a lot of the dysfunctional people, I'm not saying give a pass, but I'm saying to comprehend the behavior out of compassion for ourselves so we can release the stories. A lot of times we're hooked into the story. And so what that can do is keep us relooping trauma over and over. And it's like we can't get away from the trauma in spite of ourselves. I think all human beings experience trauma, all of us, every single one, whatever the color of our shell is. Now, of course, we're going to be more consumed with our trauma. However, if we can comprehend just basic, not getting too deep, but just comprehend that a bunch of human beings are walking around traumatized and re-triggering each other, and more so we're being triggered by all the stuff coming at us through these screens. We can't even imagine in milliseconds the amount of processing that the subconscious is doing. And so this will drive us, our behaviors, which is really driven out of the basic fears. And I mentioned the basic fears, and I usually forget one, but there's fear of criticism, and big one is fear of criticism. And it seems so simple, but if we were really to peel back the layers, and I call it look at the back door mentality, we could see how fear of failure is the manifestation, could be a manifestation of the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of death, the fear of loss of love or never finding love, the fear of poverty, the fear of death. Did I say that one? Did I get all six of them? So we leave school without a basic comprehension of our psyche, right? We do acquire skills and, social studies, but understand our basic body functions, not just hygiene and washing, but internal hygiene of our psyche, hygiene for our mood, in ignorance and a lot of our cultural practices being all over the place, if they're existing at all. They've been co-opted. Um, we're left wide open and vulnerable to be marketed to with things that may seem like they improve our lives, but the context of where it's coming from, a lot of things we're consuming is as this one woman's perspective. If it doesn't resonate, leave it right here as a compensation, right? So if we can just have a basic understanding, it could free up so much mental energy, right? We could be freed up. Simplicity can be freeing. Simplicity can be gourmet, from our hair to our clothes. And this is not to say I enjoy nice things, right? But the biggest nice thing is myself. And the biggest and best nice thing and best beauty product is health and relaxation and peace. So I want to encourage you to see if you could just sometimes to bring yourself to present, just to put your hand on your chest, to bring you back into being present in your body, to remember how you started off the day in your quiet moments, to your resolve, right? To your resolve to really feed yourself the most beautiful, peaceful consumption, the most peaceful, water-rich, nutrient-dense foods possible. See, context everything. That's not a diet. That is something that sounds exciting, and it sounds like, wow, that's something really nice I want to do for myself. And to find a movement practice where you can move and be fluid and relax and release and sweat because it feels good. That's a different trajectory than I have to work out. It's a different channel. It's a different channel. So I really want to encourage you to create a great day on purpose. This is day 29 of 30 days of intentional relaxation. You're encouraged to create a circle of support for yourself. Support works. I've always found and created support for myself for exactly the mood that I was looking for and the type of character that I was looking for and the kind of person I wanted to be. I've had to find support from a young girl outside my home. And so I realized that the adults around me did what they had the capacity to do. So I prefer, and my grandma Lou is my best example, to, from a glass half full perspective, to take whatever they gave me, the traditions that did work, right, and carry the baton, right? Like if somebody gave me a baton and they took it as far as they can carry it, and I'm going to take the baton and I'm going to take it as far as I can carry it. And then I will pass that on to the next generation, whatever the age, young people, whoever come to my presence to the best of my ability. I want to keep it simple. Create a great day on purpose, and I will see you soon. Feel free to replay this in the afternoon if you need to relax or cultivate deep breathing. It could take you like less than 5 minutes, and perhaps even in the evening to help you relax. You can make a positive use of the internet, right? There's polarities. There's polarities. There's dark and there's light, and everything is about perspective. All right. See y'all soon. Create a great day.